Hi, before you get started, I wanted to talk a little bit about the learning activities and some things to look out for as you do them, and also the general expectations of the learning activities. So let's take a look at this particular learning activity. This happens to be in Module 1, but what I'm really talking about can be in any of the modules that we have the learning activities. Normally, these assignments are going to be somewhat more math oriented. Uh, with that, make sure you're watching the lectures. In many cases, I'll go through very similar problems with different numbers, of course, that will allow you to hopefully solve some of these problems pretty easily. If I haven't done that, there's usually a good explanation within the textbook for you to do that. Now, um, that's if they're math oriented. Some of them might be more definition oriented, or maybe you're writing a small paragraph describing or contrasting something. But just make sure you answer the question and that you're answering the right question or problem that's being asked for. And let me show you what I mean about that. And this is a part of the book that's actually a little confusing. And every semester, there's a small handful of students who will get this incorrect. So what you look on here is for this particular week, and it's different for every week. So just make sure you read it, and I hopefully make it pretty clear about what we're doing. So it says, please address the following problems, not questions, starting on page 340. And it's question 9.1 all, or problem 9.1 all, problem 9.4 ABC, all that stuff. I'll show you just a second, and 9.6. Again, the big thing to key in on this is it's the problems, not the questions. Okay, problems, not questions. So let's see. Let me show you what I'm looking at. I have a scanned version of the textbook. So if you look on here, you have questions. At the end of each chapter, the author breaks down, he has in almost, not all, but in almost every chapter, the chapter concludes with a series of questions, here, questions, and a series of problems. Okay, problems. So we got the question set. Questions are generally more text, writing, answers, definitions, that kind of thing. Okay, so we got questions, and then we got problems. Now, in this particular case, again, it's different for every week, so make sure you read it. I'll guide you whether you're going to be doing a question or you might be doing a problem. You might be doing a both, so just make sure, but I'll make it really clear what's on there. In this particular week, they're all problems, okay? So they're all from the problem set, so you'd be answering from in here. And again, sometimes you have the A, B, C, D, and all of that in there. Okay, so make sure you just follow the directions and that you notice that there's two sets in the back of every chapter, a set of questions and a set of problems, and that you're answering whichever ones I'm asking for. Now, this will come up quite frequently um, when you're especially doing these problem sets. Problem sets are more mathy, okay? Math oriented. I don't know if mathy is a word, but I'm using it. They're more mathy oriented. So I want to be showing you calculators, okay? We're almost never doing things longhand, all right? Unless you're going to be a finance major in college, then we're going to make you do it longhand, and then we're going to show you the calculator. We're going to skip longhand, okay, in almost all cases, and we're going to go right to calculators. Now, but I'll also say show work to get credit. Well, if you're showing work and you're using one of the online calculators, by the way, you don't need to buy a calculator. We're going to use online resources, and you have to show work. How are you doing that? I recommend that you do screenshots. Just take a screenshot of what you're doing, of the inputs, and just if you don't know how to do a screen grab, figure it out. There's a great tool if you are using Windows. There's a snippet tool. Just use the snippet tool and grab a little screen grab. With Mac, I'm not sure what that is, but I know they got something. So just do a little screen grab of that calculator. That'll turn it into an image. You're going to drop that image into a Word document. And that way I know, okay, there's the inputs that they did, various whatever inputs. Sometimes it's simple, sometimes it might be a little bit more complicated, and there's the answer and how they got it. If you just give me an answer without showing me how you did it, by using one of our very simple calculators that we'll talk about, you're not going to get the full points. So just take that screen grab, super cinchy, and drop it right into that Word document, okay? And then you'll be good as gold. All right, so that's some of the general questions I get with the learning activities throughout the course. One, make sure that you're doing the right set of whatever's being asked for, whether it's the questions or the problems. Now you know the difference. If you are doing some of the math-oriented stuff and you're using one of the calculators that I'm going to recommend throughout the course, there's a few of them, online web resources, take a screen grab of that and put it into a Word document as an image, like question number 9.1a, and then boom, you put the answer. Let's say the answer is 300 or whatever, and then you put the screen grab of the calculator that you use to formulate the answer. Simple as that. Pretty easy. Shouldn't be too hard and shouldn't freak you out. Plus, when you have the video walkthroughs that I do for almost all the problems, should make it pretty easy. And remember, even if you get the problem, even if you get the wrong, even if you get the wrong answer, if I looked at like, wow, all right, at least they did the cash value, the cash flow value calculator. They used that one. They made a good attempt at putting the inputs of the cash flows. You don't need to know what all this is right now. And okay, yeah, they made a good attempt, even though they got the wrong answer. You're going to get significant points for that question. So it's to your benefit. Now, if you just gave me an answer and it's wrong, you get 0. If you give me an answer, it's wrong, and you showed me the process, and the process looks pretty darn solid, gosh, you might get 9 out of 10 points for that question. So it's to your interest. Make sure you show your work. All right, guys, hopefully that helps with your learning activities throughout the course. Thanks.